and this is another episode of The Fall of Trump. It can't happen fast enough, I'm telling you. Thank you for joining me. I am Matt Fox, and I'm sitting here in Rostock, Germany, because I'm raising a child here and everything, and married, and wrote a book. Cool, huh? All right, but the things that are going on over there are freaking never in our years have occurred. What's happening now? Even the Nixon Watergate situation wasn't even a drop in the bucket to what we're dealing with the Trump administration. Yeah, I got to tell you, I'm a little scared. I'm a little scared. Um, and you should be too, because if you're sitting over there in America, even more, you should be pissed off because you're paying over $4 a gallon for gas. That number one, and it's going to get worse. That's even. I mean, I talked about this like 3 months ago, when or four months ago, 5 months ago, 6 months ago, when they started bombing Iran. I told you guys back then that gas is going to go up over $5 a gallon. It's already happened in some states. They are paying over $5 a gallon. It just so happens that 4.10 or 4.15 is the national average, but in some states they're paying way more. So you go out, you people have a right to be pissed off. And even though I'm not sitting in America, I do use an automobile, and I'll tell you what, I don't use it that much. I don't use it that much anymore because there's no reason to. I have public transportation available to me, such as a train and whatever those streetcars and we have, and I'm good. I don't even really need to use the car much. Only like if I'm gonna go buy a bunch of heavy stuff from the store or something like that. But anyway, it's not about me. What it is about is you guys. Donald Trump is not making your life better. He says, MAGA, MAGA, make America great again. How is America being greater by paying more at the gas pump, paying tariffs? You guys are paying tariffs. And even when the court said the fucking tariffs were illegal, now he's came up with some sort of a loophole to put new tariffs on goods from certain countries, and you guys are paying these tariffs again. That's coming out of your pocket, and you ain't getting that money back. When they just told them to give that money back to the people, that money back went back to the retailers. Now, if you had a you know receipt or something like that, you went back to the store, but I don't know how that went about getting your money back, but still, it's not making America greater if you are continuing to give out money for shit that you need. All the munitions that you guys spent dropping on Iran was for no reason. It's just made gas more expensive, and it doesn't even matter. It's time to figure a way out, and I don't know how you're gonna do it because it's like you stepped in that deep mud and you're in a swamp. You know what I'm saying? You got your boots on, and that mud is like real heavy, and you want to get out and take your foot out, but you can't. And it's either the boot, you know what I'm saying, or stay. So you leave the boot. Donald Trump, you stepped in it. So Todd Blanche, you stepped in it too, because in regards to Katie Phang's lawsuit from the Midas Touch, wonderful reporting, wonderful lawsuit, and hey, Katie Phang, keep going, man, keep going. Um, Todd Blanche has been called out by the federal judges to fucking produce certain things that were called upon in Katie Phang's lawsuit, and this dude is not producing it. He knows what's in it. He knows what's in it. These little girls, 13 years old, were accusing Trump and Epstein of doing some stuff. And these were more than one interviews. There was like 4 interviews with him. And it's not only that, there's some other stuff too that he's keeping back from public knowledge. Hey, what's up? Good morning. Thank you guys for watching. Tune in sometime, find out the truth about shit that's really going on. I'm Matt Fox. Good morning. Or wherever you're at. Here it's 8 o'clock. So, but nevertheless, Todd Blanche is being called out. So his nomination as Attorney General is also not something that's going down really, really good. And I don't foresee that that's going to happen because Susan Collins was somehow blocking that. They're still in recess. So we're going to find out later on today what's happening. In regards to Todd Blanche, that's the main thing because this dude is trying to become Attorney General. And when in fact, he needs to be disbarred. He just needs to be disbarred. How is it that he can keep on trying to get the job as Attorney General and then be lying and then doing stuff that is not so in the way that it's supposed to be done legally through the courts, and just wander into crap and write some bullshit on paper and stuff. And I mean, who the hell is he? This is not a king, and he can't just go write some shit on paper and stuff and saying that fucking Donald Trump's fucking not going to be able to be prosecuted and his family is going to be free from prosecution and this and this and this. That's some bullshit. All right? And a slush fund to go hand out money. A slush fund to go hand out money like he's a king or something like that. Well, shit. That's why we got fucking Elon Musk. And that's why his bitch ass is being prosecuted in Wisconsin right now. And they're going to get him. He's going to pay. He wanted to pay some voters, and now he's going to be paying some governments because that bullshit is illegal. I mean, if everybody could do that, then we have. It kind of started all with Perot, and no, it started further back than that. You're right. Now that I come to think of it, back even when Jefferson and Madison were trying to fight for the presidency, one had like an orchard and shit, and the other one had tobacco. Now, nevertheless, the main thing is that the people that get in office ought to have some sort of morals at least, right? And Trump, he don't have no morals. And for him, even as a child, there was no way of really actually telling him, hey, hey. His father wasn't there for that shit. His father was doing other shit. But the fact is that Donald didn't have a lot of, what should I say, borders. You know what I'm saying? He could pretty much get away with whatever kind of shit he wanted to. As his kid, as a teenager, and even into his young adult years, there were incidents that occurred. Small incidents, but things that were smoothed over. But nevertheless, when he got older and got involved in his business activities at a young age, so 20 or whatever, 23. Yeah, then he tried to give off a certain image. It worked to some extent. He tried to embed himself with individuals who had a little bit of power, and he went on to establish a pretty decent reputation for doing some sort of building. And the who's that? Selena, you are a DSA enemy. Disinformation. I don't know what that is. All right, check this out. But yeah. Nevertheless, so in those years, his father brought him the information of using lawyers. And that's what Donald Trump has done through the years. And so what he did was he used lawyers against small businessmen who were doing work for him. He would complain that they did something wrong or something like that, or something would magically be, I don't know, broken or something like that, or maybe scratched or whatever. And then he would go and take these companies to court and complain and this and that and this and that, try to settle for less. Many of them would settle for less. Many of them lost their businesses because of these legal fights with Donald Trump. Okay. Sorry. Okay, thank you very much. No, I'm a Republican, just to let you know. So, but nevertheless, I'm talking about Trump right now because of the fact that you guys don't know who he is, and I do. So, nevertheless, through those years of taking advantage of small businesses in New York, and many of them lost their businesses. They are mad. That's why New Yorkers don't like Trump, because they know who he is. He committed fraud on many individuals in that city. He was convicted of those offenses later on. Nevertheless, then he went on to into his years because he gained a little bit of money and stuff because of the people that he drove into the yeah out of business. He had a little bit of money. Then he went into Atlantic City with his little operation. When he was doing his Atlantic City thing, he met a few people, some of them not from this country, and he learned a couple of things or got the information from some things. But in the end, he ended up losing the casinos, right? We all know the bankruptcies. We all know the lawsuits against his foundation, his um, everything else. But see, Donald Trump found a different way out. He came up with the pageants, and his best friend Jeffrey Epstein, he was there with him, and they were best buddies. And they thought out some really crazy shit. Hey, Jeffrey was trying to figure out how to extend his own life, or he wanted to create a super race. I mean, he had money. He could do this shit. He just had to find a place to do it. You know what I'm saying? And him and Epstein, or Trump and Epstein, were best friends. They talked about this stuff. And he ended up finding the island, and Epstein ended up looking at the island, and he think, oh, that is a great place. Great place. That's a great place. Hey, I'm gonna get that place. You do that, I'm gonna do the pageant thing. So he did the pageant thing. Epstein was getting the island tricked out. He bought a place in Malibu, in Palm Beach. Trump too. They both moved to Palm Beach, and it was going down. And if you look on my page, you will see a document. It is from the FBI. And it says Trump was actively recruiting girls. See, Trump had this pageant, and he had this modeling agency too. And he got this understanding or experience from a couple other guys. Jean-Luc Brunel, Paolo Zampoli. Paolo Zampoli, he's in government. He's working for our government right now, even though he's like Italian. Um, And his ex girlfriend is now, he got her deported by ICE. Um, Melania's ex best friend from way back when she and Zampoli met with Epstein back in the game and stuff. You know what I'm saying? See, this is the stuff that everybody else is continuing to ignore, even though it's public information. So when Melania and Epstein and yeah, and then Trump too, and then Trump was like, "Ooh, I like her, I like her." Hey, let me have her, let me have her. Okay, okay. So, and there you go. So Trump, that was it. That was his piece then, and that's who he's been hanging out with. He has not. He has not been faithful. Let me let me tell you, I must disappoint you. He has not been faithful. He has had numerous affairs, namely one with freaking what's her name, uh, Stormy Daniels. Yeah, right, right after giving birth to the young Baron. So this guy has been, has always been. I'm not even going through a lot of the things that he did with Ivana back in the game, but nevertheless, he's always been a piece of shit. Okay? So, and I'm going to tell you my personal experience with him. And that is, namely, in 1985, when I was on top of the World Trade Center doing a modeling gig with a um, fashion company back in the game. We had like one side of the World Trade Center, the restaurant up there. It's called Windows on the World Restaurant. So we were like 20 people or 15 people or so. There was like camera people, a bunch of other people there too. And on the other side of the restaurant, I recalled, there was this other group of people. It was also a big group of people. In the middle sat this dude, young guy, blondish brown hair. And I asked, they were all kind of, going around like he was the chef, you know what I'm saying? Like he's a big chief or whatever. And I asked my agent, I said, "Who is this dude over here?" And then he told me who he was. Yeah, Donald Trump, yeah. He told me all about all this stuff he did and about how he's taking advantage of the small businessmen and driving companies into the ground. He would do this shit and this. And so even since then, I knew who he was. I kind of paid attention to him a little bit because I actually moved to Palm Beach later on because I was living at the Breakers Hotel for a couple of months with an older woman. But anyway, it's not about me. But nevertheless, I didn't hang out with Donald Trump and didn't hang out with Jeffrey Epstein. So, uh, yeah, okay, wait a second. Okay, I got a comment here from Shin Vu. All right, hello. Why is it that in American style democracy there are no many shooting? There are so many shootings and deaths. Can you explain? Yeah, yeah, I can explain that to you. So I'm a Republican, and as a Republican, I believe in my Second Amendment right to bear arms. And now, at this point in time in my life, I'm in Germany, and therefore I don't have those rights because I'm in a different country. So, but if I was in America, I could go have me about, five or so guns, or what the national average is, because I like guns. I think it's guns are good. So, but you got a lot of people who um, have mental problems or experience mental breakdowns, people that come back from war, stuff like that. Or you have also people that get violent when they get drunk, or people who are just, yeah, mean. They're just sorry pieces of shit. There's some people that like that. You know what I'm saying? Some people get their button is pushed, and the first thing they want to do is go grab a gun and hurt somebody. That is the way it is. So, do I think that they should take away guns? No. Do I think they should do something about it? Yes. they should probably take away the high-powered semi-automatic rifles. That I could definitely see, yeah, a way forward on. Yeah, guns also kill criminals. You're right about that. Correct. So anyway, we got thrown off of course today, but the day's activities are very important. And what happens to the wannabe attorney general in the Katie Phang case? Let's hope that there's going to be some real transparency there in regards to the Transparency Act. Here, you got one more. Hey, you guys, subscribe, okay? Subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and we'll do this again maybe this afternoon. I got to run an errand. Okay, wait a second. Chin, in a communist country like ours, citizens are not allowed to own weapons. Anyone found possessing weapons can be. Yeah, you know what? Chen, I'm gonna go ahead and be glad that I live where I am. I'll take my chances with somebody shooting me. Right now I'm in Germany. I don't have no weapon either. I don't have no weapon either. But you know what? When I am in America, I still don't need the weapon. But when I'm at home and I have weapons there, I I feel like I'm in a better position when some fucking dumbass country that gets in their asses to try to invade America, then they got to deal with me, Chen. That's why Americans love our guns, because if somebody assaults our shores, we're going to be all there with fucking guns. That's why I like my guns. As an American, there's your answer. So, and that prison shit, hey, you can go to prison in America for some stupid shit too. You know what I'm saying, if you do some stupid shit with guns, you go to jail. So, ha ha ha. We, lol, we, who, we, you, ha. Yeah, oh, yeah. Kind of, right. That's right. All right, guys, I got to go, man. I got to run an errand, so I'll see you later on this afternoon. Like I said, like and subscribe. Amendment MAGA makes America great. Yeah, yeah, it does. You know what I'm saying? At least in my opinion. All right. Can't run a mile. You're right. I'm gonna have knee surgery on the 25th. Take care, man. Wish me luck. Pray for me. All right. Take care. Hey, you guys. If you guys have people you love, tell them you love them. You don't know when today's gonna be your last day. All right. Take care. Bye bye.